What's up? Welcome to TV Table Sports Talk with KMaccTalks. Will Lamar Jackson be in Baltimore next year, or will he be somewhere else? Maybe New York? Maybe? Let's talk about it. All right, Lamar Jackson has posted a cryptic tweet just after the Ravens lost in the playoffs to the Bengals. When you have something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it. You appreciate it. Because when you take care of something good, that good thing takes care of you too. Beautiful. Beautiful, if I may say so myself. I would write that to my girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Thank you for that beautiful message, Lamar. A tear came to my eye. The notebook has nothing on that. Either he's talking about he just lost the love of his life, or he's talking about leaving the Baltimore Ravens and how they screwed it up with him. You knew maybe his injury is 100% authentic and it is worse than he thought. But I think we all know, most of us believe truly that that injury would be healed up a little faster if he had $250 million guaranteed contract for the Ravens. I think he would have healed a little quicker magically and been in that playoff game at the least. Maybe he would have missed the regular season games, but for some reason I think he'd be playing week 18 and then the playoff game, something like that. Maybe would have been out only a couple weeks. He would have been there playing with that money, with that contract. But since he didn't get it, since they neglected him and didn't pour into him and appreciate him, they didn't get him in the playoffs. I believe that he did that kind of as a, you didn't give me what I wanted. You didn't give me. You think you could do better without me? You think you can win without me? You think I'm not important enough to give me $250 million or $230 million guaranteed? At least give me what Deshaun Watson wants. I think he would have got that. What did they offer? I think they offered him $215 million or something. Not even all guaranteed, like $150 guaranteed, $130 guaranteed, something like that. I think. But he wanted fully guaranteed, and they didn't give it to him. So he's like, okay, you think you could win without me? You might not need me here. I'm not worth the money. See how you do without me. See how Tyler Huntley does. See how Anthony Brown does. I think that was what he was thinking there. I think he was honestly cheering for the Bengals there at the end. He was probably cheering when that Tyler Huntley lifted that ball and that ball was stripped to Sam Hubbard and he was running down the field. I think Lamar was running with him at home. He was running right next to him in his living room like, go, 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 go. Because he wanted the Bengals to win. The last thing he wanted was the Ravens to win that game and them actually think for a second that they could go far with Tyler Huntley. Or maybe he did want them to win because maybe at this point he's fed up with them. The relationship's fractured, maybe like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. His feelings are hurt. He's offended. He has feelings too, and they were hurt. But unlike Aaron Rodgers and everything, Lamar hasn't had his big first contract yet. He's still new in the league. He's still on his rookie contract, I believe. I know. This is the end of his rookie contract, so he hasn't had the big payday yet. And he's looking for that big payday, that generational wealth, that fuck you money, that money that, will take care of his kids, that never have to worry again money. I mean, he's looking for that. He deserves that. I mean, he's an MVP of the league. He's, MVP of that team, makes that team go. He's everything to that team. And I think he was shocked that they didn't give him whatever he wanted. I think it shocked him a little bit. He probably just expected, because everyone can see that, and in the world, so that means everything to that team. Their whole offense runs a certain way. Their backups are all similar style to him. Tyler Huntley, Anthony Brown, like their third strings, similar style to Lamar. They've put everything, their style in Lamar. I mean, he's the face of their franchise. He probably sells the most jerseys. His faces on billboards outside the stadium. I mean, he's everything to that city, to that team, and they don't give him what he wants. I think he was, his feelings were hurt. I mean, not even all jokes aside, he was a little shell-shocked and hurt. That may be hurt enough, the relationship may be fractured enough that he might actually want to leave now. We'll see if that's the case. I don't know if it is, because they can franchise tag him, but do you really want a disgruntled QB that doesn't want to be there? Even if you franchise tag him and you have him, he might get injured again for most of the season. You never know. I might just be injured again. I know I got a bad groin strain here. I pulled my hammy. I might be out for most of the season. I don't know how contracts will still get paid for that, but do you really want a disgruntled QB and you're leading your team? I would say no. So I would say don't franchise to either pay him or let him go. I think are the two options here. You either pay him that whatever he wants. Now I think yesterday's price is not today's price. I think he showed how much he means to that team there. Even though they were close against the Bengals, Tyler Huntley played valiantly there. The best he's played in all the games replacing him. All the regular season, he played well. Shocked everyone that they were even close and had a chance to beat the Bengals possibly there. If Tyler Huntley lifts that ball past the line, they're up by 7 in the fourth. They have a chance to win, which shocks everyone. But still, that's overachieving. They played terrible without Lamar, and I think it proved, even without playing, I think it proved how important he is to that team. And I think at the core, he didn't want to mess up his chances. If he did have an injury, a bad injury or whatever, he didn't want to make it worse. So he's not going to risk that if he's going to get traded or whatever. He's not risking that. He's young. He's got the rest of his career ahead of him. So he's not going to risk an injury for a team that doesn't appreciate him, that doesn't pay. Why was he risking himself and he's not getting paid what he deserves? Why is he putting his leg on the line? He gets injured badly and doesn't get paid that big contract now and ruins his whole career. Ruins his future for a team that didn't pay him, that didn't care about paying him. So he's worried about getting that big contract. He might not do that with a badly injured leg. So he was, watching out for himself, because no team's going to watch out for you. If you're injured, they'll throw you away like yesterday's trash. Ask Robert Griffin III. He's looking out for himself there. He needs that big contract, and he has no agent. He's doing everything himself. So, he's got to make sure he's okay first. It's interesting to see what will happen with him. I think the New York Jets, Jets fans think he's going there already. They're photoshopping his face on Jets jerseys. They're practically welcoming him to New York already, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, their teams are dirty like that. I could see them probably franchise tagging him, because they're like, if you're disgruntled, who cares? You're going to play for us. I could see that happening. So hopefully they just give him the money and realize how important he is to them. I hope they realize it after watching the end of their regular season and the playoff game. They got lucky to be in it that long. They should have got dominated by the Bengals. They're not going to win with Tyler Huntley. Let's be honest. No offense to him, but they're not winning with Tyler Huntley or Anthony Brown. So they need Lamar. So I think they'll probably work something out. I hope they will. Because if he goes to New York, he seems a little more of like a quiet, reserved, introvert, shy guy, though. Is he ready for New York press, the New York, media, the bashing, and if he doesn't play well or is injured or whatever, in the New York Post and the newspapers, on TV, New York Sports Talk Radio is great. First time long time. Oh, wow, that was a terrible New York accent. What was that? Forget about it. Forget about it. That was a bad New York accent. Whatever. Sports Talk Radio New York. That could be vicious. He might not be ready for that. So, but they would be immediate Super Bowl contenders with that defense, that O-line, those young wide receivers. Garrett Wilson looks amazing. Looks primed to be one of the best receivers in the league. Garrett Wilson looks awesome. And then you got Denzel Mims. They don't even use him enough. Who else they got? I only think of Braxton Berrios. I don't know. There's more. They got Corey Davis still. They got some receivers on. A lot of young receivers. They're a young team. With Lamar Jackson, the Jets are going. They're Super Bowl contenders. They could beat the Bills in that division. They'll be Bills versus Jets with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the division. Those teams, those defenses, those offense, especially those defenses. I mean, those teams, those would be amazing games. Those would be amazing games. Even with good defenses, I think they'd still be high scoring. To see Lamar in New York on the Jets, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he'll be in Baltimore again. I think they realized what he means to them, and I think they pay him. I don't even think they franchise tag him. If what I hope and really think will happen, I think they will pay him. Find out a guaranteed contract here. I think, after this emotional tweet, the Ravens will go to their man. They will pour into him. They will appreciate him. They will go stand by their man, and they will pay him. And everything will be kumbaya, woosah, and happy in Baltimore again. That's where I'm talking. In Baltimore, everything will be back peaceful, and they'll be back to being contenders next year. That's what I think will happen. Baltimore will be okay. You'll get your man back. Don't worry about it. He'll be happy once that check comes in, that $250 guaranteed, all guaranteed. That's today's price. Yesterday's price was $230 guaranteed. Today's $250 guaranteed. Once that check comes in, Lamar will be happy. He'll feel appreciated all of a sudden, and he'll be ready to take Baltimore to contend for the Super Bowl. And I think he'll be up for MVP honors next year. Once he gets that contract, he's not the type to settle back and not play as well or play as hard. I think he'll play even harder and show you how much he appreciates that contract. So I think he plays even better next year if he gets that big contract, that guaranteed money. So I think he stays in Baltimore, but who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, guys, thank you again for watching TV Table Sports Talk. Tune in for another episode. Coming up next, I think we're talking Jason Tatum, 51 points, and Celtics dominating the NBA. Who's up for it? I know I am. All right, I'm Kevin KMac McCarthy. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace.